A very Brady failure. I'm Rebecca Lieb.
I'm Jason Horton.
And this is Ghost Town.
Here's the story of the family Brady. A mom and dad with all their children grown. Our kids are now pursuing their dreams with families of their own. When our kids were small, their problems all were smaller. As they changed, so did their point of view. The world has taken on a larger meaning since the family grew. The Bradys, oh, the Bradys. That's how the Brady Bunch became the Bradys.
The Bradys aired on CBS from February 8th to March 9th, 1990. That is 1 month and 1 day.
A month and a day, people.
The Brady Bunch is iconic.
Definitely.
And I was actually watching an interview from this era, which is a specific era of the Bradys that we're talking about. And I think it was Barry Williams who said something like, we never let people forget about the Brady Bunch. There's no thing to let people forget about us to come back to. It was kind of making fun of themselves that they're kind of always there because they have so many spin-offs. And, you know, they had the Brady Bunch from 69 to 74, classic era. The house is not far from us.
That's very true.
Right there.
You've seen it.
You can see it on our TikTok. Ghost Town Pod. Hello, it's there. And they've had spin-offs, Christmas specials, the Brady Brides, a very special Brady Christmas.
Yeah, pick a Brady alliteration, and they've done it.
And they've had so many reunions, and then they had the TV movies, which were more kind of sardonic. They were, you know, you mentioned Shelley Long. We were talking about this earlier. It was definitely pointed satire tip.
Yeah,
tongue in cheek. It was also very sexual.
Yeah, well, it kind of like folded in on itself with all of the tales of sex in the original Brady Bunch, and kind of tongue in cheek, you know, nod to that.
But there's this one era. This is the 1990 era of the Bradys that lasted 6 episodes.
That's it.
But they're 1 hour episodes.
Oh, God.
Each episode is 1 hour.
It's almost like, do you remember that pilot about Seinfeld and 9/11 that was kind of like going around?
I think I remember that. We should do that for an episode.
We should absolutely do that. But this reminds me of that, where it's like, let's take a thing that's tried and true, so successful in its own right. Let's take all the things that make it successful and just deplete it of all of those things.
And fill it with things that people
don't want to see or hear. And even when you played that you played me the intro.
Which we heard in the beginning.
Yes.
And I wanted Rebecca to see how long she can just keep a straight face. I'm going to be generous and say 4 seconds. And that's good. Generous.
That's me in general. If I'm not yawning, I'm laughing.
Because when I first watched it, I was by myself, but my eyes were like super big. I was like, what is, like, Florence Henderson, you're great, but like, it's not good.
It's like, we want to make money, I guess. Or like someone greenlit this thing. Like, it doesn't even seem like it's of 1990. Like, it's not even cool for 1990. It's like, this like misdirected, hour-long, like serious, like really, it's just like off-putting in every way.
Because the people that you've seen and kind of grew up with looked a certain way, and there was a charm to it, and now they just all kind of look like perverts.
Exactly.
They all look like kind of weird, kind of perverts, but you know, they all seem like really nice people, and of course it's 1990. Beverly Hills 90210, which it kind of reminded me of like if Aaron Spelling said no to this And they go, well, we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, like it kind of was like This Is Us in the 90s based on an old IP, which we do that now. Like think about the one with Archie and Veronica. Riverdale is like a serious bend on this old intellectual property that's lighthearted and kind of fun and pulpy. Like we do that, and I get that, and when it's successful, it's very successful. But this is like jarringly embarrassing to an audience. It's the wrong thing to the wrong audience at the wrong time.
Yeah, and you know, it's like when bands play and like they were very popular, but then the opening band kind of blow them away.
Yeah.
Which would be TV shows like Family Matters and other things that were out at the time that were fresher and people only knew them of that. But when you see some of these people, you know, kids are cute kids or they're younger and now they're just all a lot of really bad haircuts.
Yeah.
A lot of big mustaches and
unappealing, inappropriate. And think about TV at that time too. You either wanted a sexy drama or you wanted a fun-loving kids. Like this is like neither of those things.
It's like TGIF was like a
yeah,
thing around
love
that time.
TGIF.
So they were competing with things that were just outdated. And I think they were like on the strength of we're beloved, we've worked together, again, the IP, and they're like, what else can we do? And they're like, hey, we can run with some of these other shows for an hour show.
Yeah.
So it's a mix of very serious stuff, and they lean into the serious with laugh tracks. So before I get into some of the plot points, all the original cast members, they're back, except for Maureen McCormick. She's just had a daughter.
She doesn't want the money. She doesn't like money.
I guess she wanted to raise her kid. Weird.
Okay.
And then they got another actress to replace her, Leah Ayres. Do you know who that is?
No.
I wonder if that's a coincidence or not. I don't know. But it could be a kiss of death, or it could be she went on and did a bunch of other things. I haven't looked into. Let's see what she's up to.
What's she up to?
Actually, she looks like kind of she played Michelle in the 1981 film The Burning. She played on ABC's 9 to 5. She was in Bloodsport. Oh, okay, I recognize her. She was in Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, yeah, she does look pretty familiar.
Yeah, and then she does yoga fitness.
Great, of course.
And
it's a good year for her. She also got married in 1990.
Yeah,
she's a big year
TV.
for
She's
Leah Ayres.
In the late 90s, kind of fell off of TV, but she played Marcia. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I'm bagging on her. She's really nice.
She seems good.
Yeah, seems good. And then, they did A Very Brady Christmas in 1988. People loved it. It's Christmas, though.
Yeah.
You're taking this family and they're doing it the way they used to do it with Christmas and nostalgia.
Mm-hmm. They're like, the world is like, we love Oreos. They are a chocolate cookie with a vanilla cream inside. And they're like, how about we take away the chocolate cookie, put a beef stick, and then instead of the cream, we put, I don't know, a dollar bill inside? Are you still going to like it? It's still a cookie.
And Florence Henderson sings the theme song for it. So here are some of the plot points. Now, these are kind of fun. Mike Brady, which I think is younger Mike Brady, I think.
Okay.
Becomes a politician. That's fun.
Yeah. That's good.
Bobby becomes a race car driver.
Okay.
But early on in his career, he ends up a paraplegic. Right away.
This is Degrassi Junior High?
Right away. Boom. No waiting.
Wow.
Peter breaks up with his fiance.
Naturally.
That he was engaged to in A Very Brady Christmas, because they had people from A Very Brady Christmas, Brady Brides. It was
crossover
a kind of a
city.
It was kind of like the Marvel universe, but for Brady Bunch.
God, who cares?
And begins dating the abusive daughter of Mike's political rival.
Oh, boy.
Marcia?
Yeah.
Is a stay-at-home mother battling alcoholism. Those are just some of the plot points. It's just
so real. We don't want the Bradys to be real. We want them to be hanging out in shag carpeting, throwing around a football, and, getting into tiffs.
So they reference the past, but then it's not every scene in every episode involves a Brady. It's like Brady adjacent.
Brady world. You're
right,
the Brady universe.
World. It's like Jan's husband is up to his whatever in this.
Jesus. Loveless marriage. just
kids that just don't
Yeah,
care, and they think back to when they're kids.
exactly.
There's flashbacks to when they're kids.
God, alcoholism and corruption and oppression.
What's always been really kind of sad about Robert Reed is he, I think, always, or at least from what I gather, early on was like, this show's terrible. I'm a serious actor. And he was a good actor, you know. I think he always kind of resented finding success in that because then he couldn't really do much else.
Yeah.
But then he was kind of probably always, you know, enjoyed working.
Yeah.
And, you know, he died, you know, relatively young. It was pretty sad. So I always think about like how supposedly he was kind of hard to work with. And I'm totally speculating just based on other things, but I think it wasn't necessarily him. I think it was the situation that he kind of found himself in, probably thinking this show's not going to succeed or it barely will. And then I'll go do something that I'm kind of more interested in doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to come back and do this is just, it just does
Inexcusable.
not age well.
That money. I want to know, and we probably don't know this, how much they got paid for this per episode altogether, because that, I think, is the answer to all of this.
I'm going to make a comparison that isn't contemporary at all.
Okay.
The band Kiss. You're familiar, right?
Yeah.
You know them with the makeup,
Sure.
cool outfits, the glitz, the fire and explosions, and then they decide that like, hey, we look great without makeup.
Yeah, we're just some
And
guys.
like ripped up jeans and teased hair.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is weird to look at.
Yeah, that's way better than my Oreo analogy.
It really is like when I first like saw Kiss, I was like, I loved Kiss, which was probably the last concert I went to before the quarantine.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I had did I ask you to go?
I think I was either working or you didn't, or something didn't work.
Yeah, I think you were on my list of people to go because I had a.
I would love.
I technically had backstage too, but the thing, it was like literally as quarantine was like about to begin. But seeing Kiss, you know, unmasked, I guess, was very strange for some people, and they did fine. It's great. I like Kiss. I like their story. I like their stuff. I'm not trying to, but it was kind of like a similar thing. So you're seeing Cindy, you know,
Yeah.
I'm Cindy, I got pigtails. Now I got, you know, like
I have a sex addiction.
Yeah.
Or like something, or, you know, adult acne. It's like, no. We don't need that. We don't want that. Nobody asked for that.
Nope. And it was 6 episodes, 1 hour each. You can find them on YouTube. They're like pretty bad quality, but you can always find the theme song right at the beginning of this episode when you rewind and start again.